Back, we're live right now. We're talking about the case of Ken Canning who shot the neighbor's dog. So did he go too far in doing this? Before this live video, I posted two questions in the community. One was, what would you do if your dog told you that you wanted the dog shot? The other, was Ken Canning justified in killing the dog? I asked you guys to vote, and as well. So I'll have your results coming up on Give Me Right Friday. But here's how they voted back in 2002 74% said it was justified and unjustified for 26%. So would jurors see the same way as they voted? You know, I kind of like the way how it reflects stone. How it reflects on Stone Phillips, the thing. So let's get back to this. And I'm only showing you part 3. I didn't show you the whole thing because what happened. So all right, there we go. So if convicted, Officer Ken Canning would be justified, would be sentenced to 2 years in prison and the end of his force. So did he go too far? Over 70% say he was justified, while 27% said it was unjustified. So would jurors see the same way? Here with the conclusion of the story, hold a copy.
Time. When nobody said anything in the beginning that I recall, we just sat there for a minute looking at each other.
The jurors started their deliberations. Before them, the task of deciding whether or not Officer Cannon was justified in shooting his neighbor's dog. We sat down with 3 of the 6 jurors.
Any dog lovers in the group?
The jurors listened to the evidence. They were particularly disturbed because the officer shot the dog while he was chained up with nowhere to go.
I thought it was cruel. I mean, I would never think about shooting a dog.
I was frustrated that the dog was there and chained up and somewhat innocent. I mean, he didn't have any choices in the matter. Then there was no warning except that the dog was shot.
But they also believed Officer Cannon was acting on instinct as a father.
You know, if it was my daughter and she was wanting me to do something about what happened to her, then I can understand his frame of mind. Then to hear that she had been tossed around like a rag doll, really got me.
But weren't there other options? What about walking up to Linda Carpenter's door, ringing the doorbell and saying, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
But isn't that sort of the more rational thing to do?
It would be, but it seemed he was so angry and their communication was so broke down, him and Miss Carpenter at that point.
Ken Cannon's attorney did something that some would say is clever. He took this trial and flipped it. Here's the guy who's on trial who admits he shot a dog.
Uh-huh.
And Ken Cannon's attorney says, you know who the bad guys are? Linda Carpenter and animal control. How effective was his approach?
Very effective. Very, very effective. He kept the jurors educated on the case, more so I felt than the prosecution did.
And the jurors did not buy Linda Carpenter's story.
I told her that I would have the dog euthanized after the quarantine was over.
Did you believe Linda Carpenter when she said, I was going to put that dog to sleep?
No.
No?
No.
No. 3 no's.
I could see that she was a dog lover, and if it was my dog, I mean, I wouldn't want to put it to sleep either. And I think she was thinking about that first, more so than the safety of the kids.
And they all agree putting the dog back in the yard again was a serious mistake.
I mean, what was going on with her head? To bring back that dog? I mean, it's just common sense.
My heart went out to her because I kind of felt sorry that she was alone, without her dog. But at the same time, it was like you really could have prevented this.
But with all their considerations, the jury said it all came down to that central question raised by the defense.
All I could hear in my mind was he justified? Was he justified? Was it a dangerous dog?
Why do you make publish the verdict?
After more than 3 hours, they reached a verdict.
We, the jury, find a defendant as to count 1, not guilty. As to count 2, not guilty.
The trial would have been over then and there, but the jurors were about to do something extremely rare. They asked the judge if they could speak. And when they did, out of the camera's view, they wagged their finger at animal control and especially at Linda Carpenter, suggesting she should be punished for what they say was her role in the shooting.
The owner of the dog never really received any reprimand, citation.
That was sweet. Very sweet vindication.
Because that told you they understood your case, they believed everything you said, they believed in Ken Cannon.
Absolutely.
It was a big sigh of relief for the Cannon family. But on her way out of the courtroom, Linda Carpenter could not believe she was the one being condemned when someone else was on trial.
What did I do? I have not done anything. Why should I be prosecuted? Ken took the law into his own hands. He was judge, jury, and executioner of my dog.
91 radio 29 check.
But back on the police force days after the trial, Officer Cannon says he was prepared to lose everything in order to defend what he believed in.
I believe that we have to protect our families, even if it means answering for something that may be in question. And I will, to the day I die, with my family. And I would hope anyone would do the same for their children.
Officer Cannon says he plans to take legal action against the county and the city. He says they failed to protect him and his family.
So here's my take for you guys watching, and for you guys watching live. I'm a dog lover. I mean, I got my niece has like 2 dogs. And if they bit me, I want to go out. I want to go out and go shoot them. I would question them. I would question my sister-in-law. I want to go get mine, go and be put on a trial. Hear me? The steps have to be taken. I'm controlling this and this. So, yeah, I'm very glad that this case is over. I'm glad that he's doing the right. He did the right thing. So, did he do the right thing? I guess he did. You may have a different opinion about this, but I think that he did the right thing. He did what his gut told him to do. Because he was angry and frustrated. Miscommunication. I'm glad that Linda Carpenter was put on trial and also out of control. But ain't no question about it. Ain't no issue about it either. So that's it for now. I'll see you guys next time for another interactive story.